Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you and telling you how you can catch a lot more fish and catch a lot bigger fish. Have a lot more success when you go to a good spot. So in the past we've talked about how to find really good fishing spots on the channel. So just because you find a really good fishing spot, just because someone told you, hey, here's a really good fishing spot, I've had a lot of success there, or you've seen a lot of people catch fish there, doesn't mean that you're going to be able to go there and catch fish just because you pulled up to the same bank spot that they did. What I mean by that is you got to find what they're doing or figure out for yourself how to fish that location. There's different ways that you need to be fishing these locations that'll up your chances and have a lot more success. So by the end of this video, I promise you that if you take every information that I'm about to tell you, that you're going to catch a lot more fish and you're going to catch bigger fish. Now I know the word promise is a pretty strong word, but this is how confident I am that if you guys watch this whole video, you are going to catch more fish. So let's jump into this thing. So we're going to look at a couple really good fishing spots, and the last one I'm going to show you is going to be part 2 of this video. Now in this video we're going to go over everything that you need to know. So everything that you are looking to find, you're going to find in this video, but the next video is going to be proof. We actually went to a spot, it's already been filmed, over 30 fish was caught using what I'm about to tell you. Some big fish was caught. Actually one of the biggest fish, actually it is now the biggest fish that's been caught on the channel since we've been YouTubing for the last 4 months. So that's a lot of proof for you guys to show that this works. Now here's a really good spot. This is here in Kingston, near the Kingston steam plant. Actually the steam plant's over here. There's a point that comes out at the steam plant. So you're fishing this point, and a lot of people will go here, and I see them, they don't catch anything. And sometimes they might go and just catch one fish, and they say, well, you've said this is a good fishing spot, but we're not catching any fish. What's going on? So here's the problem about just because you know where a good fishing spot is, doesn't mean you're going to catch it because of this problem right here. Check this out. So let's put a marker right here at the bank. Get it close to the bank. And then let's put it, so you've got this ledge here that comes down, this drop, and it starts tapering off from like 1 or 2 foot, and it starts going down pretty quickly there. And all of a sudden you get down here to a flat 24-foot area where a roadbed comes into. There's a submerged bridge, and those cats are congregated in those spots. So let's look at this. So let me get my little cursor out of the way. This is where we want to be at. We want to be as close as we can to that little flat spot in the roadbed and the submerged bridge. Now look at that, 200-foot cast you're going to have to make to get out there. And that's the problem. That's why a lot of people go to really good fishing spots and they don't catch fish, is because they can't get out here. So what do you need to get out to these spots? First of all, you need to be throwing big sinkers. I would recommend no smaller than a 3-ounce sinker. If you can get away with it and your rod will hold up pretty good to it, throw a 5-ounce sinker. That's a really good choice right there. Throwing 3 to 5 ounces. But the next thing that you want to look at is getting a longer rod. Now I'm not talking about going out and getting an expensive rod, because it doesn't have to be an expensive rod at all. But what it has to be is a longer rod. The longer rod is going to be able to help you get out there. So I'm swinging 3-ounce sinkers on an 8-foot rod. I've got my reels dialed in. But if you're having trouble getting your reels dialed in and you just need to get out there further, throw bigger weights and throw on a longer rod, and you will get out there to those spots. Set out in your yard, practice, get you a long measuring tape or walk it off, get a rough estimate of how far you can sling it, and keep practicing until you can get to where you need to for the specific spot that you're fishing. Now that's a pretty good ways to get out there, and a lot of spots you're going to find are like that, but you will find some places that aren't as long. For instance, right around the corner over here is a spot that we have caught numbers of big fish. Most of all the bigger fish that we catch generally come from this spot here, and you guys can see that it's the same little thing where it just starts tapering off every so often, every couple feet, and all of a sudden, bam, there's something different in the water. Look at that. There's a roadbed there with submerged culverts and stuff coming through, and those fish are congregated right there. But if you can't get to that spot, then you're not going to catch fish. So let's check this out. So look at that, about 131 feet. That's nowhere near the 200 feet, but it's still a really long cast for most people. And if you're only getting out to about right in here, you're not catching those fish. Those fish, especially this time of the year where this video was filmed, December 26th, that you're going to see come up Monday, is it's cold, and those fish, the bigger ones, aren't really moving around much. They don't want to move. Now, you'll catch a ton of small ones this time of year because they're not as big, they're not burning as much, having to move to find bait, but the big ones do not want to be moving a lot. So they're going to congregate in places that are different like this. And if you can get out there really close to those spots, they'll make a little bit of a move to come and get to you. But if the closer you can get dead on top of those fish, you're going to start getting bites quicker, and you're going to get a lot more of them. Now let's real quick go to the spot that you're going to see in the next video, and that a lot of fish were caught, and I'll show you what it looks like there. So this here is one of my favorite places to take people fishing, just because when we go here year round, it doesn't matter what time of the year, this is what I call the honey hole. There's always fish here. There's numbers of fish to catch, and generally a big one is caught every single time we go. But a lot of people will go to this spot and they won't catch fish, again, because they can't get out there. So this is where you guys are going to get to see Monday when the video drops of everything that happened, using exactly what I'm telling you in this video. This is where it happened at, guys. So looky here. So we come down through here and we started fishing from about, I'm going to say, right in here, and then come around to about right in here. So now there's 6 of us that went. All 6 people caught more than one fish. There was two new PBs was broken here, and one of the fish caught was the biggest fish now on the channel since we've been YouTubing 4 months ago. So we had a lot of success doing this. Now here's, well, again, you guys are going to get to see this right here. Whoops. Alright, so now here is where you want to get out to, right in that really flat creek bed, because everything is tapering, all of a sudden it gets flat there. Now there's no structure or nothing there that you guys need to be getting to. It's different than the other places you were trying to get to, a road bed or bridges or culverts, but here the only difference is there's a creek bed here and it's really flat there. It's different than the rest of the water, and the fish are there. That's where they're at. They're in that different spot. Now look at that. There's a 173-foot cast that you got to be making to get out to there. And like I said, there was 6 of us went, and all but 2 of us were using 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces. Me and my other buddy was using 3 ounce, and we were able to get out there, and we caught a lot of fish. So those guys are going to be able to vouch for this video in the comments, that if you don't get out to those locations, if you cannot get your cast that far, you're not going to get bites. You may not get bit at all. So they'll be telling you guys that in the comments. So guys, look for things really different when you go. It doesn't have to be structurally different. There doesn't have to be something there like a bridge or a big tree or something there. It just has to be different, and that's where the fish are at. Time after time, when I pull up at new spots, I look for something different. I get to those different spots and I'll fish them. I've even tested throwing out here, throwing way up in here, throwing different places throughout the water, and you just don't see the same results. Find those different locations in the water, find what's different, and fish those spots. If you can find this flat creek bed, if you can find the bridges, find them, get to them, practice in your yard, slinging those new rods and whatever you have that's going to help you get out there. If you got a good reel that you can dial in to where you can get out there with smaller weights, hey, go for it. That's what I do. I'm swinging 8 foot with only 3 ounce to get out there. If you're having trouble getting out there with the reels you got and you can't hardly get them dialed in, go to a 9, go to a 10-foot rod, go to 4 or 5 ounce sinkers, and you'll be able to get out there. You don't necessarily have to have everything pieced together. You just have to use what's right for you. And then when you get out there, you're going to catch more fish. So this is going to apply for everywhere across the United States. And I'm looking forward to you guys in the comments telling me you guys are doing exactly this and catching a lot more fish. Like I said in the beginning, this is a promise that you're going to catch fish, and I know it's going to happen, so I cannot wait to hear from you guys in the comments. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing, leave a thumbs up, and see you guys Monday on the epic journey of this fishing trip.